This conference will now be recorded.
Am I audible, online students? So we'll go to theory document 619. So yesterday we discussed about property. Okay, did I get the confirmation? Yes, right. Two frameworks, one at a time to the organization. Is it possible? It is possible. You can try. It is possible. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And many students have not yet connected. We have 2 more minutes. Huh? Okay. We'll wait for them. Property. Yesterday we discussed about property and section. Yesterday we worked on property and section. So I will draft some interview questions before we start our session on properties and section. Properties, section. You need to find out the answers for this question. Straightforward questions. No one will ask you what are the different property types available. Property types available. Okay. So you just check the documents for this. You will come to know. Okay, not the regular one. Otherwise, I'll cover this question later better. I'll write down the answer for this. Okay, single value property, page list. It will be covered soon. Value list, value group. They may ask this question in interview. Okay, second one. Value list. Okay, value list and value group. So what are the other things on properties? I think I'll cover it after we complete work object. Okay, I'll cover it afterwards, just because you need to understand a little bit more. Let me tell you. Section and all I'll tell you. So here you go now. What is our application? LIC dot. Yesterday we worked on property and section. Okay. See, properties and section connected. Properties you are adding inside a sections controls. You are mapping with the controls and all. So it's better if I log into existing another application so that I can explain you much better. Previous class. Can you please confirm, am I audible now? Any one of you? Audible,
yes, sir,
right?
you're audible.
Okay, thank you. It is audible now. Okay. So yesterday class, we have created properties and we have created section. We have added controls into section. We have mapped properties to the controls. We have seen the preview of the section. We have seen preview of the section. Now our goal is, our aim is that we wanted to make this screen to be displayed when you initiate a transaction. When you initiate a transaction, we want to display customer details screen. So as part of the transaction processing, we would like to collect the basic details of the customer as a at the first screen. So generally, when you go to a website, click on some link and get my insurance policy, begin my insurance policy. Then they will display one screen and ask you, please provide your basic details. Like that, whenever you execute something to initiate your transaction, then the first screen to be displayed is, what is the first screen to be displayed? customer details screen. See, when a screen is displayed, apart from the input elements, you also need action element called submit. What do you need? Submit. See, after you enter the data, you will click on sign up or register or submit. Then this data will go and get stored into table, backend table. Correct? Now, see, how do you get that submit button? All that we are going to learn. See, yesterday we created one screen in our application, but I am now in a different application to explain you the further topics. So further topics that we are going to discuss about are the topics are flow action, flow. These are the two topics. Okay. Now, what is flow action? See, yesterday we created one screen. Okay, just like that, I am going to show you in another application, but we have created it the same way, almost similarly. Customer detail section, somewhere you should see that. Okay, yesterday we created a customer detail section and we have gone through preview. So the preview has been like this. But the thing is, the screen which we have created, we did not add any buttons. Sign up button, register button, or submit button. We did not add anything. In Pega, you don't have to add the buttons, submit buttons to your screens, because Pega is going to provide OOTB submit button to your screen. Automatically, Pega will provide the submit button. When you initiate a transaction, when the screen is displayed, Pega will automatically provide 3 buttons: submit, save, cancel. Cancel means you don't want to proceed further. Save means temporarily save it. Okay, I'll be back after some time. Submit means please save this and commit and go to next level. Go to next level in the flow. So these buttons will automatically come. Who will give these buttons? How do you get these buttons? See, there is a rule called as flow action. What is the rule? Flow action. Flow action, as of now, for us, it is container of section. It is container of section. What does it mean? Section you have already created now. Suppose if you create a flow action now, inside flow action, you will add section. So flow action displays section plus action buttons. Action buttons at runtime. At runtime means what? When you initiate it during the transaction process. When transaction is initiated, flow action will be loaded. Flow action will be displayed, because you will call flow action in a transaction. Flow action inside what is there? Section is there. Section will be displayed. Along with that, automatically it will display submit, save, cancel buttons. Understand? This is the purpose of flow action as of now. We'll see in future about flow actions further. Basics. Now flow. Flow means, what is the purpose of flow? It is used to design transaction model using steps. Step means what? Flow shapes. Steps means what? Flow shapes. I will show you that. Okay, look at here now. I will open one existing flow to explain you the concept. Flow I have opened. This flow has how many steps? Can you tell me how many steps are there? 5 steps are there. Out of 5, first step is start. First step, green color circle, is start. Last step, red color circle, is end. Stop, end or resolution. End means completed. Okay. So when transaction begins here, transaction gets completed at the end shape. Begins at the start shape, ends at the end shape. In between start and end, there can be n number of steps, but flow should be continuous from beginning to ending. Continuous means what? Connection should be there. Okay. Suppose you have a train. Train has to take 50 compartments along with it. 50 should be continuous. In between somewhere you are breaking the chain, means it will not be continuous. So it should be continuous. It should be continuous. Understand clear, everyone? Now you see here the flow shape you are seeing here, a green color rectangle. This is called assignment shape. What is this called as? Assignment shape. What is the meaning of assignment? Assignment means task. Assignment means what? Task. Assignment shape is a task for whom? By user interface to the users. So assignment shape has so many different purposes. One of the primary purpose of assignment shape is to display user interface. To display what? User interface. If you want a user interface screen to be displayed with the submit, save, cancel buttons during transaction processing, then you need one flow shape. If you want to call user interface, into the transaction model, then what is the flow shape you are going to use? Assignment shape. Which flow shape you are going to use? Assignment shape. There are so many different flow shapes available. We'll be learning these shapes going forward, not now. Okay. Assignment is a shape which is used to call user interface into flow, into transaction model. But where do you call? What do you call? User interface means section plus flow action together. Section plus flow action together. So you can call flow action into flow by using assignment shapes outward connector. So double click on outward connector. Here is an option provided by Pega to call flow action. So this is what we need to learn. What option is present where? Okay. So here you will see. Okay. Click the down arrow here. You'll see so many flow actions. You can call the one which you want. So what will be there inside flow action? Inside flow action, section will be there. Inside flow action, what will be there? Section will be there. Inside section, what is there? Controls are there. Controls are mapped to properties. Everything is connected. You understand? So if you want to design a full-fledged screen and make it part of transaction model, what are all the things basically you have to create? First, you need to create properties. Properties are ready. Then create section, add the controls into section, map the properties to section. Now section properties combined. Now create third step, create flow action. Now embed the section into flow action so that at runtime you'll get not only user interface but also buttons because of flow action. Action to be done in the flow. That's what flow action means. Action can be performed on UI during the execution of flow. Flow means transaction. So last rule you need to create is flow rule. Last rule what you need to create is flow rule. Flow action you are calling in the flow rule. Flow action you are calling in the flow rule. So whenever you execute a flow rule, then flow action will be called there. Flow action will get invoked there. Where do you call flow action? If you want to call a flow action into flow, we must need a flow shape called assignment shape. Using assignment shapes outward connector, we can call flow action. You can call flow action. These are the 4 steps. 5th step I'll tell you later, but we'll practically implement it. Everyone clear so far? Online students, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to practically work on these things. Flow is what? Transaction model. When you initiate a transaction, transaction ID gets generated. Transaction ID gets automatically generated. Screen will be displayed. You enter data and submit. Automatically, this data will be stored into backend tables. We don't have to write any logic for storing the data into tables. We don't have to write any queries to store the data into tables. Understand? Make sense? Write down the requirement.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Come again.
Can you please repeat once again, sir?
What do you want me to repeat, please?
The flow action of the chart. I was little confused about that.
Flow action means it is very simple. Flow action means action
Yes.
during action performed on the screen during the execution of the flow. That's why its name is flow action. Flow action means it allows you to perform an action on the user interface. It allows you to perform an action on the user interface. When it will allow? During the execution of the flow. How it will allow? By providing submit, save, cancel buttons. Understand? So flow action is what?
Okay.
Container of section. It is container of section. It displays section plus action buttons at runtime. So theory document, you'll have all this information. I will not write everything in the running notes. So batch number 619, no? Write down. Working with flow action and flow. Okay. Working with flow action and flow. Design a transaction model design a transaction model to initiate insurance policy processing to initiate insurance policy processing. To initiate insurance policy processing. The first screen to be displayed is customer details screen. See, when I am saying anything, you listen to me first. Don't write. While writing, you cannot listen. While I am saying requirement, you listen to me. Once you completely listen to it, then start writing. Okay? Did you write? The first screen to be displayed is customer details screen. Okay. Okay. So now designing a transaction, I'm going to write like this. Okay, here you go now. See, we have already created section to collect customer details. So let's log into our application. devimpl@lic.com, password rules. Where in which class we created, you can go to that class and see. App Studio, if you just go with App Studio here and Dev Studio. Here you go, LIC class we created. LIC class user interface section. This is the section we have already created yesterday. So I'm going to create flow action also here. This is done now. This is already available. Now create a flow action. Create a flow action in the organization class and FW app context. Rule set, you know, for that combination, you are aware of rule set. Flow action I'm creating here. Create. Flow action can be created under process category. What is the category in which flow action can be created? Process category. Flow action, process category. Now, what is the flow action name? Customer details flow action. FA stands for flow action. It's my naming convention. It's not mandatory to give FA at the end. Okay, you may give or you may not be giving. That's up to you. Customer details, flow action, create and open. Okay, clear everyone? So this is how flow action rule looks like. Flow action rule looks like this. Here is an option. You can choose the section which you want to embed into flow action. You can click the down arrow on your keyboard. You should see all available sections. Click the down arrow and choose customer details section. Now customer details section, you are embedding into where? You are embedding into flow action. You are embedding into flow action. We are done with creating flow action. So where is the flow action created? Here you go. Refresh this. Process, flow action created. If you want to modify anything, you open it and you make changes. I'm not going to change anything now. Next, what? Create flow. Create flow. In which class, which application I should create? In which class I should create? So now can I go ahead and create my flow in the organization class? Is it okay to create in organization class? Can I create in organization class? Online students. Suppose if I create a flow
Yes.
in organization class, is it going to be executable? Is it going to be executable? No, it will not be executable. Why? What is the reason? Because organization class is abstract class. Organization class is in an abstract class, you cannot initiate the transaction. So your transaction can be initiated in which class? Concrete class.
Concrete
So
class.
where should you create flow?
Concrete class.
So create flow in implementation application, implementation work class.
Work class.
So my flow is in implementation work class, which is child class of organization class. Can this flow access the rules of parent class? Yes or no? By inheritance concept, flow action is in organization. Flow is in work. Work is child of organization. So child class rule can access the rules of parent class, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it can access. So
Yes.
we'll create flow where?
Yes.
In the implementation work class. Create process flow. Now the name of the flow is I'll give begin insurance. Begin insurance, because this is not only going to have customer details screen. Going forward, it may get increased. One more screen like that, we will increase it. Create and open. Context you have to see once. Okay. So where can you call the flow action? Flow action can be called on assignment shapes outward connector. Now double click on assignment shape outward connector. Okay, to call the flow action. Okay, double click on assignment shape outward connector, and here is the option for flow action. By default, you'll see flow name. By default, what you'll see? Flow name only you'll see. You'll remove the flow name. Remove, click the down arrow. You'll see flow action available or not. The flow action which you created in organization class is being accessible to it, yes or no? Child class rule accessing parent class rule. Possible. It is possible. Reverse is not possible, no? So if you select this and submit, the connector doesn't show any display text. You do not know which one is called inside. If you want to display text, you can copy this, paste here. You can paste here, so that display text you will get. That is not mandatory. Display text, if you want on the connector, then you add it in the label part. Otherwise, it is not required. So I'll show you once again. Double click on connector. Here you click the down arrow, call the flow action. That's it, actually done. But the same name I want to display on the connector also. I'll paste here and I'll submit. Flow action is called. When you execute this flow, when transaction begins, transaction processing will come here. When it reaches assignment, flow action will be displayed. When the transaction reaches this assignment, what will be displayed? Flow action will be displayed with the submit, save, cancel, and your section. Enter data and submit, do what? Whatever you want. Now, see, assignment shape is not beginning insurance. Flow is beginning insurance. Assignment shape is collecting the details. So you can change the name of the assignment shape to a meaningful text. You can change it. If you want to change it, just click on it. Collect customer details. At step 1, what am I doing? I am collecting customer details. Understand clear, everyone? So these are the 4 steps. First step is to create properties. Second step is to create section. Third step is to create flow action. Fourth step is to create flow. Now, in the flow, you have called flow action. In the flow action, you have called section. In the section, you have added properties. All are connected. There is 5th step to perform, which you blindly follow for now. I'll explain you later. Now, go to process tab and choose the option. Choose the option creates a new work object. Creates a new work object. This option I am going to select. Process tab creates a new work object option I have to select. Understand clear, everyone? Scroll down. Here you see at work parties, I'll tell you this later. Okay. Remove the option default and choose PY case management default. Why I'll tell you later. In drop down it is there. Some other option is there. Now action menu, run. Action menu and then do what? Run. This will initiate the transaction. This will initiate the transaction. I am going to do that now. This is saved, right? Okay, this is the diagram. Actions and then run. In real time, how they will execute, I will tell you later. Where a developer will execute like this for now. Okay, run. When you run this, it is going to load the screen. See what happened when you run. When you execute the flow, transaction begin. Transaction ID got generated. What is being generated? Transaction ID got generated. I'll explain about transaction ID later. Now when transaction is initiated, now transaction in the processing, it reached to the first step after the start. After the start, first step is assignment. At assignment, it has flow action. Flow action is invoked. When flow action loads, inside section is also will get loaded SR. So section is also loaded. Flow action loaded with buttons, section loaded here inside the flow action. What you can do is enter some details. Enter some details. Here you go. I am going to enter some details. Gender male, age, date of birth, something I am going to choose date of birth, phone number, okay, email ID. Some details I have entered. Do what? Submit. Do what? So once you click on submit, no, what happened? I don't know. You're not able to understand what happened. After we submit, this data has been stored as a record. As a record means row, called row, as a row in a table, in transaction table. In which table? Transaction. If I make 100 transactions, how many rows will be there in transaction table? One transaction occupies one row. 100 transactions occupies 100 rows. I'll show you the tables later, but that's the idea. Where to see data and all, I'll tell you later. But we need to little bit more work on things. Look at here now. See, now I will give you an enhancement requirement. I'll give you an enhancement requirement. Scenario based question I'll write down. I'll write down scenario based question. 619, no? 619 scenario. Okay, I'll write down property. What are different types? What are different property types available? Okay, I have written that. What is section? What is section? You know, that is one interview question. Third, direct questions. What is flow action? What is flow action? Direct interview question. Fourth one. What is flow? What is flow? What is it? Explain about. Explain about different flow shapes. Explain about assignment shape. Assignment shape. You know how to explain? As of now, whatever you know, that only you will explain as a beginner. Everything about assignment, when you will be able to explain, maybe after your course is completed, when we come across all the options of assignment in future, you'll be able to say all. But as of now, assignment shape is used to call flow action, and we can call flow action in the assignment shapes outward connector. That's how you need to answer in the interviews. Okay. What next? What is flow? This is completed. Next, scenario based question. Scenario. We have a requirement that we want to collect the details of we want to collect health related information, health information of a patient, How can we achieve this? How can we achieve this in Pega? So we have a requirement that we want to collect health information of a patient. How can we achieve this in Pega? Okay, so using UI during a transaction processing. During transaction processing, we want to collect health related information from the customer using user interface. So we want to display user interface to collect health related information from customer. So what are the steps? You need to explain this scenario in a step-by-step manner. So I'm trying to tell you all these things because I want you to start preparing for your interviews from day one itself, not only question and answers, how to explain also. So you need to tell them that. So first thing is, if you want to design a screen and make it part of transaction model, the first thing is we need to create properties. So the properties, whatever that are mentioned in the business requirement, I am going to create those properties in some appropriate class. Somewhere I will create. Okay. Once after properties are ready created, then in the next step, we are going to create a section, and inside the section, add controls, map the controls to properties. Second step is done. And then we want action buttons to the section. So add flow action. Add what? Flow action. So create flow action and embed the section into flow action. This at runtime is going to give submit, save, cancel buttons to the UI when it is displayed. Over. Next, because we want to make it part of transaction model, if flow is already available, add an assignment shape into it. Otherwise, create a new flow and add one assignment shape. Call the flow action into flow at the assignment shapes outward connector and creates a new work object and all. You don't have to tell. When executed, it is going to display the flow action at this assignment, and you will see the user interface which you have designed along with submit, save, cancel buttons. When we enter the data and submit, it will get stored into transaction table. This is how step by step you need to explain or answer the scenario. Will you be able to answer this? Yes or no, everyone? So I am trying to teach you how you should say answers in interviews. As a model, I am giving you. Okay. So Pega is nothing but navigations. You will explain the connectivity of rules. You will explain what to be created, in which order properly, in which you should not say like I'll create a flow, I'll create section, I'll create flow action, I'll create properties. Don't say like this. Learn it to explain in a proper way, in a proper order. That is very, very important. Okay. What is that you are going to first create when the scenario is being asked? First you create what? Properties. Somewhere you create, as of now, somewhere I'll tell you best practices going forward. You created properties. Okay, good. Section. Next section you create. After that, controls you will add and map.
Flow action.
Good. After that, flow action. Embed section into flow action. And then create flow. Call flow action into flow. Where? Outward connector of assignment. So how to call a flow action into flow? This is also one question. Into flow. What is the answer you give here? I'll tell you. Don't worry. A flow action can be called into a flow at the assignment shapes outward connector. When we double click on assignment shape, we'll see an option of flow action. There we click the down arrow and choose the flow action, whatever you want. This is the answer you have to give. So everything, whatever you are accessing, navigations and all, you are telling like answers. Yes or no? That's what Pega means. That's what Pega scenario based questions looks like that, sounds like that, and Pega direct questions sounds like this. Understand clear, everyone? Okay. So any other questions? I will give you. Okay, I told you, right? So look at here now. I do not want this submit, save, cancel buttons. I'll write one more question. How to hide? How to hide default submit, save, cancel buttons of flow action? This is one interview question they're asking me. Okay, if I put a star means more possibility is there that they will ask this question. Okay, so yeah, tell me now. So how to do this? I will tell you. See, if you open flow, this is flow action rule now. In a flow action rule, you go to action tab. Go where? Action tab. Scroll down. Hide default action section buttons. One option is there. I am selecting that. Save. Now action create and then, oh, I'm sorry. You are not with case types. Now you run the case. You cannot do anything now. You cannot proceed further. There's no possibility. Just I am telling you as an interview question. Okay, but usually you'll not hide. If you hide means you'll get another buttons, your own buttons. What you not hide, but how to hide? How to hide default action section buttons in a flow? How do you hide that submit button, save button, cancel buttons? I don't want it. So you need to tell the navigations as answers now, and labels also you need to remember. What you need to remember? So in a flow action, open the flow action of that particular screen, go to action tab, there go to the place where you see action buttons. There we need to select one option, hide default action section buttons. Hint I am giving, you draft yourself. The answer you draft yourself. I am giving what? Hint. Where is it available and all? I told you now. Okay, you draft yourself. Understand clear everyone? So the answer for this is go to flow action, action tab. There you see actions, action button section. There is a checkbox, hide default action section button. You need to remember all these things and answer in the interview. Make sense clear everyone? Online students, are you clear?
Yes.
So I'm trying to teach you the way how to explain, how to give answers in a proper way is important. Okay. So what next? How to change? This is also star. How to change the labels of let's say label of submit, or otherwise labels of submit, save and cancel buttons. They may ask this question also in interviews. They may. Okay. Probability is there. These two questions will come in interview, some interviews. Okay. Now, so you should not select this option. Hiding you should not bother about. Below the hiding, customize default action section button labels. Buttons are related to flow action only, right? That means these options should be available in flow action only. These options should be available where? In flow action only. That's the hint I am giving you. Okay, now submit. I'm changing it to proceed. Changing it what? Proceed. Otherwise, I'll change it to register. No, register. Cancel. Okay, cancel. I will leave it. Previous next we don't have. Save button is something different. You don't bother about it now. Now you create a case. You see, no, I'm sorry. Create a case. Case means initiate transaction. Instead of submit, what you got? Register. But functionality is submit only. When you click on register, what will happen? This data will get submitted and saved into transaction table. Everything is same, but label we modified. This is another question. There are so many questions on flow action, but I cannot cover everything on the same day, right? Whatever is covered so far, explained so far, on that, whatever can be easy to understand, I am covering. Difficult and advanced things will come in future about flow actions. Make sense clear everyone? Online students, are you clear so far? So this session I am going to utilize to give you an idea of explanation, how to explain properly in interview, and this is the way or approach you need to remember to follow for every interview question. In a proper way you answer is very, very important. Okay, now next step. See, I'll go with some requirement. I'll tell you something additional in the theory part and practical part. See, you have joined the project very recently. Today only you joined. Okay, you are a developer, you are an experienced candidate. You did not design anything here. Today only you joined, you got one requirement to work on first time. They are telling that when you execute this flow, a screen will be displayed. This is the screen displayed. You know how to execute the flow and all. The screen, you know. They're asking you some modifications here. What are they asking? Modifications. But did you design this section? You did not. Some other developer designed 6 months back. I don't know. I don't know in which class they created this section, in which class they created this flow action. But I know is only one thing. Execution of flow, I know. My team lead has shown me. Modification is required to be done in this particular screen where radio buttons I don't want. I want normal buttons. Okay, 2 buttons to be displayed, male, female. If I click on male, male should be selected. If I click on female button, female. Any one button will be selected. That is called segmentation. That is called. So you want to display not like radio buttons, but segments. Display like segments. That's what one requirement. Second requirement is date of birth is calendar. I don't want calendar. I want drop downs. Month, day, year. Something like I want drop downs. 3 drop downs I want so that they can choose from the drop downs. Understand clear everyone? And phone number I'm entering 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. No. Only 10 digits you should be able to type. After that, you should not be able to type. If you type, sorry, after that, if you type also, it should not be typed there. Understand clear, everyone? 10 digits less than, not acceptable. 10 digits more, not acceptable. More than 10 digits also not acceptable. Understand? Then first question is, as a developer, how do you know what is the section? You need to make changes in the section only. But how do you know which section? How do you know that they have created an organization class? You don't know. You cannot guess, because in so many classes will be there. You cannot go and verify all the places like this. It's not possible. Now, but you know how to come to the screen in the execution part. Runtime. Runtime, you know how to visit this screen. This is where I need to make changes. As a developer, I want to find out its design. I want to find out its, if I'm able to open the section which is used to display here, I'll be able to make changes in the section. But here, I know how what to make changes, but I do not know where to make the changes. Find out where to make the changes with respect to UI. With respect to UI. Everyone clear? Online students, are you following? You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go to theory document, debugging tools. Debugging tools. In that, one tool is live UI. What is the tool name? It is a debugging tool. It is a debugging tool used to inspect, do what? Inspect user interface at runtime to find its design. So at runtime, I want to know its design. If you want to know anything, you have to inspect it now. Okay, if I give you one laptop and ask you to find out what are the peripherals inside, what you'll do, you start inspection. Okay, you inspect inside and find out. So you need to inspect it live. On the live you inspect. Live means at runtime you inspect. To inspect this, just look at here. At the very bottom you have one option, no? Live UI. You have one option, live UI at the very bottom. Are you able to see, online students? Live UI. So before I click on live UI, if I hover my mouse onto UI, nothing is happening. You don't see anything different. But after I enable live UI, a right panel will come. This is the right panel. From this moment onwards, if I hover the mouse cursor, what is happening? These things are getting highlighted. If you hover onto this text input, it is saying that text input, it is a text input control. It is mapped to the property. Which property? Last name. It's a date time control. It is mapped to which property? That and all you are able to understand, to know at runtime itself. So what is the section used to design this UI? I want to know. Hover a little bit outside this part. What is the layout they have used? Dynamic layout. Okay, and what is the section they have used and all, we will see. On the right hand side, dynamic layout. Inside this layout, you can see here another dynamic layout. Inside that, you have properties. Text input mapped to first name, text input mapped to last name, radio buttons mapped to gender, another one mapped to integer age. Like this, you have all this. It is all these are there inside dynamic layout. This is there inside another dynamic layout. That dynamic layout is there inside a section called as customer details SCC. I got it. The rule, UI rule, which is used to design this screen is what? Customer details SCC. Okay, I want to open that now. This is there inside a flow action. This is there inside a, I want to open this section. Click on edit icon to open the section. Open in Dev Studio option is there, either here or here. Anything is okay, both are. Click on this, it will open the section. This is how you can find out the appropriate section. So, but you found this by going to class and searching? No. You know how to come to that screen at runtime. At runtime, you have used a debugging tool called as live UI and you find out. Now you can make changes whatever you want. Write down the requirement. Working with live UI and enhancing customer details screen. Working with live UI and enhancing customer details screen. working with live UI and enhancing customer details screen. Okay, this is enhancement or brand new requirement? Enhancement. Modify customer details screen as described below. Modify customer details screen as described below. Modify customer details screen as described below. Okay, what do you need to modify? Step by step I'll tell you. Okay, gender should be displayed as segmented buttons. Gender should be visible or displayed as segmented buttons. Okay, date of birth should be displayed as drop downs, 3 drop downs. Date of birth should be displayed as 3 drop downs. Next, phone number. No, phone number must be 10 digits. Phone number must be 10 digits.
Sir, can you please repeat once again?
Date of birth should be displayed as drop downs. Phone number must be 10 digits only. Means not less than 10, not more than 10. Okay, clear everyone? So I'm going to do this now. So now modifying customer details screen. Okay, make a transaction, comma, reach to customer details screen. So once you come to customer details screen, what should you do now? What should you do now? Okay, click on live UI. Click on live UI. You enabled now? Then you will hover. Do what? Hover. On right hand side, you can find like this. Yes or no? So I cannot give you all screenshots. No, I can give you only highlighted things. You know you have to hover and all. I don't have to write all those things. Now open customer details section. How do you open? By clicking on edit icon. Which icon? This is edit icon. Either you click here, okay, no problem, or you click here, no problem. Against the section. Okay, open it. After you open, you can make changes now. Yes, sir. Double click on gender. Double click on gender. I will show you. You double click on gender. Either you click on gender and click on this gear icon, or simply double click on this gender. It will open a pop-up window. Okay, it has opened pop-up window now. Now, appearance related, no. Appearance means presentation. Appearance means what? Presentation tab. Anything related to appearance. Skin. Skin means appearance. Appearance related, you will go to presentation. Presentation. And here you see orientation. A vertical orientation will be displayed as radio buttons. Horizontal orientation can be displayed as radio buttons or segment. So horizontal. I want to take one. Horizontal. Choose horizontal. Highlighted now. Now you see control format. Control format other. Control format. So you need to remember these things. There is no logic behind these things. Just if I want to display or segmented, how to display? Double click on radio button. Go to presentation tab. Segmented. You choose horizontal orientation. Then format other. Then control format. Click the down arrow and choose segmented. Choose what? Segmented. After you choose segmented, do submit. So once you submit, you'll see this is how segmented looks like. You see, like a button only, like a button only. Now double click on where? Double click on date of birth. Date of birth field. Double click on this. You will get here. So I wanted appearance to be changed, right? Where should I go? Presentation tab. In the presentation tab, here you see display mode. What is that? You see display mode text input plus calendar they are giving by default. I don't want it. I want it to be drop down list. What I want it to be? Drop down list and display month in long format. Means by default it is going to display Jan, Feb, March like that. If you give month in long format, January, February, March like that, it will display. I don't want it. Enable calendar icon. No, further I don't want calendar icon. I want only drop downs. Pretty much fair enough. Now display range next to 10 years, previous 10 years. I don't want next to 10 years. Date of birth will not be next to 10 years. No, uncheck this. Previous 10 years or previous 20, 30, 40, 50, your wish. You will get a too lengthy drop down. So I am giving only next to 10 years for now. And display mode, display range. These options you are going to check here. Whatever I have selected, you need to choose accordingly and then submit. Now at runtime, you'll see this drop down values. You'll see. What is next one? Phone number. Double click on phone number. Double click on phone number. So when you double click on phone number, here you go. Again what? Presentation. Presentation tab you go to, and here minimum characters 10, maximum characters 10. Minimum and maximum how many allowed? 10 allowed. Below 10, above 10 not allowed. Below 10 not allowed, above 10 not allowed. That's what I have chosen. Minimum, maximum both are 10 only. Save, done. We are done. So did I give you homework assignment anything yesterday? I did not give you. Today I will give you. Second project we will start. That I will give you requirement, you should do. Actions and then do what? Run. No, I'm sorry, not run. We are done. So as you modified section, you don't have to do anything in the flow action. Section is already embedded in the flow action. No, flow action is already embedded in the flow. You don't have to touch anything there. These modifications will reflect at runtime. Now run the flow. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
It's audible, right? I was not saying anything. See, I just made the changes. That time I was not saying anything. Made the changes accordingly. I've given screenshot. Now, previously, it used to be like gender like this radio buttons. Now gender is like segmented option. Only one can be selected, not both. Any one. And phone number you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. I have. Understand clear, everyone? Every one of you, are you clear? Now date of birth you can choose it like July something and some year. So gender also. These are the changes we have made. These are the changes. These are just like that I have. It's not so important, but you need to just learn to understand to go to cell properties of that particular controls. Okay. So write down homework assignment. You will be creating a new application. Back side of your notes. So all the homework assignments will come from back side of your notes. Front side of your notes will be regular tasks. Okay. Write down. Create. Write down. Create a framework and implementation application. Create a framework and implementation application for create a framework and implementation application for insurance, health insurance, sorry, for health insurance claim processing. Health insurance claim processing. It's not insurance, it is health insurance claim processing. Application is all about claims. This is a claim system. You're designing a claim system. What do you mean by claim? What do you mean by claim? Suppose if you insure your vehicle, suppose if you insure your health, a person insured his health on his health. Now, if the person is hospitalized for a day or more, okay, for the expenses and all, he will be claiming from the insurance company. Insurance company will go with certain verifications and certain things. It will check and verify. It will cover whatever that can be covered as part of this treatment. Now, as part of coverage, they are going to give some amount of money. They are going to give some amount of money to the hospital. That means indirectly it is given to you only. That's a claims process. So we are going to start designing claims application. So you will be creating one claims application of any name of your wish. Can give any name, no problem. So when you are collecting, when you are applying for a claim also, you need to provide customer details, yes or no? You have to take customer details, yes or no? Online students, are you clear? Claim details. First screen is what? Write down. Application is over. Framework you need to create, implementation you need to create. That is common. Create framework and implementation applications. Give your own names, no worries. But application name should not match. Okay. Did you write that? Create framework and implementation application. Otherwise, note it. Create framework and implementation application. Both you need to create. Over. Framework implementation created. Then next, create a screen to capture the details of the patient. Here is not customer. You will not call him as a customer. Create a screen to capture the basic details of patient. You are not going for health insurance. You are applying for a claim. This is after insurance is over. You are learning auto insurance, but you are working on health claim. Okay, that's okay, no problem. We will have different things known. Okay. What are the details you will collect about the patient? Patient full name, you can write down. Patient full name.
Name, gender.
Okay, customer ID. Here, not customer ID, client ID. You say he is going to be a client to the company, right? Client ID. Client ID means usually you take in policy, no? You have a client ID, you will get one ID. If I type the ID, I will get all your details. I don't have to collect, but for you to practice, do this. Client ID, that is the first parameter actually. Okay, you will have one client ID, no? Client ID, full name of the patient. Write down all this. Will practice: gender, age, date of birth, phone number, email ID, and hospital that he has joined. Hospital, admitted hospital name. You can say partner hospital name or something like that. Not partner, admitted hospital name, because they have to verify this hospital, are we going to cover or not? We have a tie-up or not? They have to verify. If they are not tied up, they'll not give you claim, right? You have to see and join in the proper. Okay. Hospital name and how many days. Okay. Not how many days. Okay. This is pretty much fair enough. We'll see next screen as remaining details. Okay. That is later, not now. This is clear, everyone? Everyone clear? Online students, are you clear? This is what you should start as a second project on your own. Will you be able to do this or not? This coloring things and all that you can do by yourself, like phone number, these many digits, all that you can do. Here you are collecting full name of the, not first name, last name. Directly you are collecting full name. Okay, that ID is there. Now client ID is also text. Client ID is also text property only. Like similar to what we have done, you do it. Extra, you have only one ID called as client ID. Make sense? Clear, everyone? So now what are the other questions that we can draft? Where is it? So up to this, I have drafted flow action, these things. Live UI. Okay. So I want to, okay, what is live UI? Direct question, what is live UI? You can say what is live UI and all. Okay, another question. That is, I want to examine user interface at runtime to know its design. How is it possible? How is it possible? Okay, clear, everyone? So what is the answer? So if they ask you what is live UI, you should answer like this. Live UI is a debugging tool in PRPC using which we can inspect the user interface to know its design. live UI should be enabled at runtime. Should be enabled at runtime. If you want to see your transaction screens and at runtime, when you go to appropriate screen, click on live UI, hover the mouse onto user interface elements so that you can find out the design user interface which is being used. So this is how properly you need to answer, and fully you need to answer in a proper way. Make sense clear everyone? When they ask you questions in interview, give a proper beginning and go in a proper sequence and give a proper ending. Do not say one word, two word answers all the time. For this question, okay, one word answer. We use a debugging tool called as live UI. That's the answer. For the above one, you need to explain little bit more. Make sense? Your interview preparation should be started, and your interview is going to be on when? 20th. Okay, maybe everyone we cannot complete in one day, but you select 20, we'll call you back and tell you 20, 21, 22, which day you are going to get a call from us. So anyone, if the timings are not convenient for the people from USA and all, I'll talk to you. Once you get the schedule, how do you get the schedule? You will receive a message in WhatsApp group. You'll receive a message in WhatsApp group asking you to fill a form. Every interview you'll get that, you'll fill. Okay, every 2 weeks you'll get, every week you'll get, fill it for the next week. Like that you'll be filling your name, your WhatsApp number, your email ID, anyhow it will be collected, name, WhatsApp number, timings and all. Some 4 options are there, 4 only will be there. That form you need to fill every time. That's a project. Just click on it, over. Okay, any questions? Any other questions that I have to draft? Okay, I'll give you one research question. No, look at here now. See, whenever you are going to execute a flow, I'll give you one question which you need to research by yourself. Somewhere you need to research. I don't know where you research. Okay, if I enter first name, if I enter all these property values, gender male, age 25, date of birth something, phone number, email ID. Okay, submit. You click on submit, all these values will go and sit into the table. Somewhere it will sit. I'll show you on other day. Maybe after holidays I'll show you. So did I tell you about holidays? You received a message. Actually, this was long back decided, month beginning only, but you are a new batch, right? So tomorrow is August 15th, and Saturday, Sunday no class usually for now, and Monday also people will not be coming because it is a Raksha Bandhan, Rakhi festival. Most of the people will not come. In between Friday is there, so we leave it, and this is how. Now these 5 days, what you need to do is 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, tomorrow is holiday. Tomorrow onwards holidays. We have never given these many holidays so far in our these many years of career. Okay, but okay. So from how many videos so far? 9 to 10 videos, right? You revise everything, complete that assignments, prepare, be ready for the interview. If you do not touch anything for these 5 days, what will happen? What will happen? You know, next 6th day you'll forget everything. Okay, no one can save you. Every day 2 hours you spend, revise everything, prepare for the interview. Start your online also, class will not be there. Yes, start your preparation immediately for the interviews. Utilize these 5 days. If you have not yet begun anything, if you have missed some classes, or if you are not proper in learning, if you are lagging in the learning process, if you have joined late to this training program, these 5 days are really going to help you. If you utilize it properly, you can be perfect in the fundamentals so far. Make sense clear everyone? So you can leave. You can leave if you want to leave. Not you. I think he's ready to go. That's why I said it. Okay, just wait on this. So your preparation and explanation, I am concerned about it. The way how I have shown you today, how I have sounded today, the same way you should sound. That means you should have to practice speaking these technical words daily. You need to read loud. Okay, that should be audible to your ears back. Okay, these questions you read loud, answers also you find, draft it and read loud, and the technical words your tongue should twist, and freely it should twist. Understand clear everyone? So by the time you are going to sit for the interview and they ask you these questions up to this, okay, you should be fluent in giving the answers, not by hearting, by understanding while answering. No. So how to hide the default action section buttons while answering? No, all the pictures should be there in your mind. Go to open flow action, go to action button, scroll down, action buttons section is there. There you have one checkbox, hide default action section buttons. That and all should be visible to you in your memory. Understand? That's how you need to answer. Okay, make sense? Clear? You can wind up for today. Happy Independence Day to every one of you. We'll meet back on when 2020. Okay, utilize these 5 days, those who are lagging with the topics, please. Thank you so much. Continue.
So what we need to do research, sir?
Come again.
Happy Independence Day.
You asked for some research.
Happy Independence Day. Thank you so much. Thank you.